Alright, welcome back. This is the Rate My Chase Redox series where we go over notable Rate My Chases and give a behind the scenes talking about them. I noticed that there are a lot of people asking me, "Oh, Sean, what is the Redox series?" Well, if you listened to what I was saying as opposed to staring at me the entire time, you probably would know. Now I understand how women feel. Oh shit. Shit cocks. Yeah, just imagine you never saw that, just like the Glock 17. I never mentioned it. I don't have a Glock 17, alright? I can't take a picture of it. Anyway, so, again, this is the Rate My Chase Redox series where we go over notable past Rate My Chases and we give a overview of it, all right, kind of behind the scenes. And this time this is not a specific Rate My Chase, but just wanted to show you some of the Sony Vegas files, because of course you can't just flail your arms around like DSP does, like this, and clap clap poof, a Rate My Chase will appear. You know what I mean? So it takes a lot of this crap over here. It depends, of course, how complex it is, but yeah, some of these can get really complicated to edit. So let's go from the down up here. This is the Turtle Battalion, the first half of the Turtle Battalion Rate My Chase, one of the 3 in history that got an A+. Of course, there's a lot of media offline here. This is why there's a black screen, because every time after I upload these, I used to delete the video, which was a pretty dumb thing for me to do. This time I move it to a separate hard drive, but of course this is where the commentary goes around here. In fact, can you see my cursor? Sorry, you couldn't see the cursor, but yeah, again, this is where the commentary goes down. Can use some kind of voice recorder, or Sony Vegas has its own recording thing right here. And then here is where the actual file goes in. The SAMP files, audio, the video is here. I'll probably show you one in a bit that actually has it. And of course, go up here, there's some random stuff right here, but here's what I really wanted to show here. This is the in some episodes there's the cop in the vicinity marker, and I'll tell you, this is the most tedious thing to make. Alright, so as you see here, you want to label your stuff right here so you know what's going on. So all of this right here equates to that. Alright, so when there's a cop that comes on the screen, you have this that shows cops in the vicinity, and whichever cop is there, PH Klein, that's what this is. And of course this gets a bit more complex with the more cops that are here and all of that. Once the cops leave the screen, you've got to trim this to the end, and it really sucks, I tell you, man. Like, you have to go, and part 1 of the Turtle Battalion was 45 minutes. Okay, so I had to watch the entire episode and do this until the very end. Alright, and it was very, very complicated, I'll tell you that, for chase trials as well. Basically for every cop that's on the screen, you have to make your own, or make the track, because what I used to do was color code the cops on the screen by what color their vehicle was, and that was a bit tedious to do. I hated that snit. That's why for season 4 I'm gonna stop that. Near the end of the 6th chase, I believe, there were, I believe, 13 cops on the same screen, so you can imagine how much of a butt hurt that was for me. I'll tell you what. Alright, but going up from the cop in the vicinity. Of course, every time a cop comes on the screen, all right, you gotta show their stats and all of that. So of course, this one's labeled cop label, and for every cop that comes on, you gotta have a label, as I just said before. All right, so this time you got sortillas. Pretty much, you have to go on. You know, you have to get the stats of every cop that shows up on the screen. Got to get their score, their arrests, the connect time, and the percentages for each, which obviously you can use your Windows 10 calculator for all the punks who have Windows 10, because Windows 10 kind of sucks. But you know, and of course in the Turtle Battalion there were extra markers. All right, so whenever one of these guys killed a cop or destroyed a vehicle, you would see the counter. Alright, so of course, for example, when a vehicle was destroyed, you want to get a little flashing thing on the screen. Cox knocked over the... Okay, my bad, I knocked over the webcam. Anyway, so again, every time they destroy a vehicle, right, you make stuff flash on the screen and give it a counter. Alright, and after a while, of course, you don't want that clutter the screen up, so you want it to disappear after a while, of course. So this is what the composite level is. Basically, where is it? Yeah, you right click on the video track envelope, go to composite level, and geez, you set what percentage you want it to be, and you know, as time goes on, as the vehicle repairs go on, which Titty Boy did a lot in this one, which I can't find anymore. You know, that just happens. You know, there's had a marker here for hit contracts, hit counters, wrestler, suicides, anarchism, GG, the vehicle repairs, and all of that. That's how complex the sort of battalion was. I want to see H&M. H&M's was still in early season 3. This was pretty much the preliminary to putting a bunch of stuff on the screen. This time I made his stay on the screen, so you know, every time H&M were to kill a cop, you see the flashing on the screen right there. See, you killed the second cop. So you know, pretty simple. It's just tedious, you know. Making these videos is just tedious. It's not really hard. You know, there's some people who do the crazy, you know, flashing on the screen and the light rays and the animations. I mean, I can't do that. It's too tough for me. But every time I do it, it gets better, you know. And Rem, I tell you, Rem's was previously the most edited rate in my chase history. This was a mess, I'll tell you. I think this took like 3 days to make, and it was really messy. I mean, you look at the amount of audio and video tracks here, over 80. Okay, I think this was the chase section here. Got a couple of Danganronpa 2 clips here, and they're all scattered all about, and it was really a mess. You know, this is the cop in the vicinity markers right here, but I tell you, it was a mess making this. I'm not even sure what this is. What is this? I think it was the cops. Yeah, I didn't really label that much at this time. This was the whatchamacallit, the logic dive, where I put a bunch of black markers on this snit. Pretty messy. And there was the chase analysis. Yeah, Rems was really messy. Alright, this one is the Evangelist and Beatstar Chronicles. This looks a bit more tame, I think. 58 tracks, e.g. Again, this is the commentary audio. This is the SAMP clip. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, this was the DSP with the Kojima World Order, yeah. And here, I don't know what the hell I did here. This was a mess. You got to use the velocity thing for that. I'll show you the velocity function. Of course, these are the where you label the cops and the warrants. You know, when they come up, all that, 5 seconds each. So when Rush died. Up here, same thing, similar to what I showed you with Agent M. Whenever Evangelist and Beatstar kill somebody or, you know, complete a hit, have this on the screen, though it was on the screen for 100% of the time. Got DSP up there, of course. Gotta love DSP. So proper he is. At the end of each chase of a chronicle, of course, you put the grades on the screen after every chase. That's a bit tedious too, because you basically have to make 10 tracks. You know, the grades thing, the list of the names would be 1 track. All of the grades, letter grades, would take up individual tracks and all that. So yeah, that's another one we see here. So I'll show you the Borat gauge. This is Weezo's Rate My Chase, by the way, which I should not be showing you because that would be a sneak peek. All right, I just wanted to show the Borat gauge. Of course, every time there's a Borat instance, of course, you gotta find a way to increase the stars. Basically, I'm trying to find a way to show this without showing the episode, because that would be a strong spoiler. So basically, for the Borat gauge, I had to, because again, the Borat gauge is from Danganronpa V3, which you guys are tired of me talking about. But again, Chase Trials is my favorite episode of Season 3. Basically, I had to drain the, what did you call it? The influence gauge. Focus gauge, rather. So it's 0 stars, because of course the Borat gauge has to start from 0. Alright, and I had to do kind of a cardboard cutout of this. Basically, you know, you zoom it up here, use the anchor creation tool, you know, click on that, and I just click on the boundaries of the gauge right here, of course. Alright, I'm not going to physically show you. I'm going to try not to, because I'm not supposed to. Yeah, okay, this is easier. Make sure you don't see any of Weezo's chase. And by the way, better watch Weezo's chase, man. Weezo's chase was excellent. Alright, so basically, whenever a Borat occurrence happens, well, first of all, at the beginning, the Borat gauge has to stay at 0. Alright, so like I said, or showed right here, it's at 0. So what you gotta do, you gotta find the part of the video where the Borat gauge is 0. Then you know, right click on the clip, envelope velocity. Alright, so you don't want the Borat gauge to move, because in the game, right, in Danganronpa V3, once the Borat gauge goes to 0, it slowly refills. Alright, so you wanna make the velocity 0. Alright, and you want it to keep at 0 until there's a Borat instance. Alright, and here, at this point, you would, you know, make a new point when there's a Borat occurrence and set it to normal velocity. Keep on going until it's at a star or 2, like here. It'll be at 2 stars, alright? And when you want it to stay at 2 stars, you add another point, make it 0. And then, you know, this here would be the timer. Once the timer ends, you can make another point, and it'll glide slowly down to 0. As you see here, it's going down a bit. This is the period where the Borat gauge will go back down to 0. So, you know, that's what the Borat gauge is. But yeah, this is Weezo's Rate My Chase right here. I'm gonna show you some parts. All right. Gotta make sure I don't show too much, because that would be a spoiler, and we don't want to show spoilers, alright? Because spoilers are very, very bad. Okay. If you want to know how I censor stuff, here's a part where I don't need to censor. Here's a weasel right here. This is a bit of a sneak peek again. Pretty much click on mask. Sometimes you got the preset here. I know Blister taught me how to blur stuff. So, first of all, of course, you can have presets here. Most of this is presets from Chase Trials. But here's a simple censor square, right? Puts up a square, and then you go to video effects, go all the way down to Gaussian blur. Got a CNR blur right here. Put it over. Here's the stats for CNR blur for all the fags that want to blur their chat or something like that. You know, you see the blur up there, you know, and all of that. One more I wanted to show you that I had to learn for Chase Trials, you know, the shattering text and all of that, because I really wanted to do that for Chase Trials. This was the Rebuttal Showdown. If it would come up. Slow potato laptop. Ack. I tell you. So, you know, this is where I'm at, Wisconsin. Again, can't do a snit. So, wait a minute. Let me see. Where is this? Yeah. So, this is called a. I think it's Boris effects. This is what all the BCC things are. At first, I used something. I don't know what it was called, but it really slowed down rendering. But if you want to shatter text, all right, you want to find the link, you know, search Boris effects on SnitTube or something. You go to 3D image shatter, right? You click and drag this to here. And then, of course, 1 second the text is normal. You keep on going, the text shatters. That's the best snit ever, I tell you. But there you go. That is basically most of it. And of course, some of these are, you know, earlier episodes weren't very huge as far as editing quality. You know, basically, when you look at these sizes, the bigger the file, the more stuff is in it. As you see, the Turtle Battalion, it's over 4 megabytes. That makes it really tough to open at times. Tough for potato, but you know, some of them. Let me see. Shitcocks, yeah. Some of these don't even rate my chases. Jeez. I think Cabine and Sosa Wayne, that was like 66 kilobytes. Some of these are back in season 1, back when episodes weren't so long. See the Cabine, Rate My Chase. Again, it was only 3 minutes and 15 seconds long, so there are really no special effects. Basically, you know, cops, warrants. It's only one, so this is probably the easiest episode to make, maybe. You know, PHJCJ, you know, 4-minute episode, pretty simple, you know. This is like baby steps on to make a Rate My Chase, yeah, I mean. But yeah, you know, for sure, this is a far cry from, you know, this, you know. See it just like that, it blows your snit, you know what I mean? It really does, you know. Evangelist and Blister, Beatstar, excuse me, like, that wasn't so bad. But yeah, some of it does blow your head, you know. I think Blister had showed me one of his summary ones before it was released. I kind of want to know how Evangelists look too. Evangelist makes great videos, you know. He actually puts special effects, unlike me. Yeah, I mean, so I'd like to see what Blister does. Yeah, Evangelist, excuse me, does. But yeah, there it is. That's the Rate My Chase Redox series for now, and we'll see ya next time on it. EG. Did you seriously think there was something in here?